Hello, this message is for someone who feels right now put in the back burner, whether it's at home or in a professional scenario. You feel like your needs are not being met, they're not being considered, and they're not being addressed. And it's in a systematic fashion. So if this message is for you, whether it's at home or at work, you feel like everyone's really used to you doing more than your job description, you doing more than your fair share, you pulling through for everyone and your needs. And when you need someone to pull through for you or reciprocate, it's just not there. People don't think about it, it's not considered, and you feel really overlooked and you feel really neglected, and you feel like your needs are not important to those around you, and like they won't notice them even if you go silent or even if you back off. Like you've tried to do things to sort of signal, hey, I'm not okay, let's see if anyone checks in on me, and they don't. You've tried to test people and see, okay, so if I don't do this, does anyone else do it? No, they don't. Okay, so if this message is for you, you feel like a growing sense of resentment towards these people, but you keep overgiving. And so you feel almost trapped in this, what is now becoming obvious to you, a toxic dynamic in which you systematically overgive, and they are so comfortable with it that they're not even properly like grateful. Like they might even become the people you're dealing with, whether it's your coworkers or people at home or whatever it is, they are not they're not even showing you like basic courtesies. Okay, so maybe they're not saying thank you, maybe they're being short or rude, or just you just feel so overlooked and not taken into account. And there's been some kind of incident lately, whether this is at home or at work. If this message is resonating for you, there's been some incident lately that has really brought this to the forefront of your mind, the wrongness of this dynamic and how bad it feels to you, the way your needs have been for a long time now in the back burner. And it's made you realize it's never going to change unless you change something. Okay, so whatever this incident was, it felt like a slap in the face, and it felt like a confirmation that whoever these people are, again, whether it's your coworkers or people you deal with at home or your family or whatever it is, they're not thinking about your needs. They're not thinking about your feelings. They're not thinking about what you must be going through. And so you feel invisible a little bit, but you also feel highly needed, like there's a lot of responsibilities on you. So the message I'm getting is you need to stop doing everything everyone is relying on you to do for a short amount of time. I'm not saying leave them hanging, but like maybe just step back and don't do it for like a day or two until these people notice, whether it's people at home and it's your children or whatever, or it's at work and it's your coworkers, or your managers, people underneath you. They need to notice what happens when you don't do all the things you are used to doing for them, and then they will come to you. And hopefully then it will also give them the mental space to consider, what are we really asking from this person? Now, I'm also getting two distinct scenarios. One of them, when you do that, your environment will respond accordingly. They will be like, oh my God, I guess we've been asking too much from you. And yeah, what about you? Okay, let's make some changes. Okay, what can we do? So, you're taking care of as well. What do you need? And you will have a positive response, and it will make you feel reassured. And, you can pivot from there in your dynamics with these people, and maybe become more vocal about your needs, and maybe put your foot down before you reach such a state of burnout and feeling neglected. And the other scenario I'm getting is you do that and people don't connect the dots. People just get more demanding, like, why haven't you been doing what you usually do? We need you, where are you, And in that case, you need to see that. So you see what you're dealing with really, which is in that scenario is people who don't have enough empathy or consideration for you to be happy in this environment. So yeah, maybe you need to consider like a change of work. But if it's your family, what you need to probably consider is like a change of dynamic, right? Like you might have to change the dynamic, change the circumstance. I don't know why I'm getting this example, but say you have like teen kids that don't have driver's license yet and they over rely on you, and it's like you don't have a life anymore because you're just everyone's chauffeur. Maybe just put an end to that and be like, well, you're gonna have to take the bus or find rides, or something else. You have to put your foot down and be like, this is not working for me long term. You guys are not being receptive to my needs, to the fact that I'm a human being. So we're going to have to change the dynamic here. But in either case, it's important that you know what you're dealing with, whether it's a group of really empathic people that have just sort of forgotten about your needs. But the moment you call attention to them, they respond accordingly, and, they help you better the dynamic, and they put their own best foot forward so your needs are met as well. Or you face facts that they're not that way, and you're gonna have to assert yourself a lot more and put stronger boundaries to make sure your needs are met as well and you are not taken advantage of. And also start thinking possibly about a long-term solution, like a bigger change. It would be very complicated if it's family. I'm getting a lot of different scenarios, like maybe a parent that over relies on a grown child. Like maybe you need to change, like the setup of the situation. Maybe you can't be driving over there every day to help them, and you need to hire somebody to go there once a week, and they need to learn to deal with that instead of having a daily helper, and you'll go once a week and the person you pay for will go once a week, and they'll have to work with that. Like you're gonna have to change whatever dynamics going on. If these people are not going to adapt for you and care about your needs, you're going to have to become more adamant and make a long-term plan that actually suits your needs as well. So I hope that was helpful.